behind. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, world and wide, high side, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the high banks of the last great Coliseum. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Bristol Motor Speedway, and we present to you live here on the show the Xfinity Series of Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League here on the BTM Racing TV call. Hello, good everyone. I am the Crusader Christian Driver joining you guys here today as we're getting ready to bring it down to the house and bring it to the track. It's a hot one here today in old Bristol, and Tennessee has not given us any weather issues there. They've been pretty much just giving us all the heat and no snow to be had. So let's take a look at our starting lineup presented by SixSigmaSimRacing.com. On the pole, in the number 12, it'll be Linton Orga. The outside, the 77 is Kerry Brooks. Row number 2 is the 43 across the pond, William White. Row number, the outside of it, the 21 is going to be last week's feature winner, Corey Abbott. Row number 3 is then Mike Wright out of the 76. The outside is the number 6, that is Parker Kelly. Row number 4 is the throttle Chantel Bottle on the 5 outside, and the number 28 is Andrew Hardcastle. Row number 5 is the 22, Jeff Oaks, the outside, piloting. The number 78 is Gio Gregory. Row number 6 is Chad Lancaster, the outside, and the number 14. It's going to be Austin Lauder. Finally, in the final row, shotgun of the field, the 71 is Wayne Ruprack. The field getting set to go here on Pizza Race TV once again as they are about to collide in an all-out war with some of the toughest, highest end banks of any track, of any racing circuit. Bristol Motor Speedway will not give you a break. It will torture you, it will take you and throw you into the lion bin. Only the best can survive around here. But which driver will that be today? We are about to find out here on Pizza Racing TV. shotgunning them down off of turn number 3 and turn 4. Ladies and gentlemen, pace car coming off this time on by. It is about to get heavy around here. Let's lead them in. Green flag up, drop down. 150 laps to the distance for the 6th Missouri Racing Oval lead. It is indeed Bristol, baby, and we're ready to go racing off the first set of corners here. The 77 of Kerry Brooks has the early advance on the outside by William White, driving it high side down to the bottom lane, charged into the front. Brooks trying to stay out of trouble early, trying to keep some momentum up there. The 6 of Parker Patrick Kelly right in there with him. All drivers now leaning towards the bottom lane, bottom groove, not so much going the outside just yet. Looks like the bottom groove is giving the best run for now. The outside, though, will have to come in later. William White, though, not wasting any time. He goes to the outside. Huge run on the ledge, that GG, and he says GG to the 43, or 12, I should say, and ships his way on around. The Toyotas are already on the attack. Still got a little bit of that Ford Performance Gushie. That 77 Kerry Brooks still hanging on to the 2nd spot. Currently just cruising around, trying to make sure the tires don't get too tore up. White making some big moves out of the gate here, but again, with a racetrack like this, you kind of got it, because really it's going to be extremely difficult to pass on later on when you get a little bit later in this run here. Yo, Gregory in the number 78 Auto Owners Machine sends up high side, up top the number 5 of Central Auto here. The 14 Austin Louder wing and front as well, looking on. Trying to stay out of trouble for the most part so far. Anyway, oh, until that happens around here, the 5 of Central Auto wrecking it on the front straightaway. First mishap here at Bristol, and it comes from a driver that usually knows how to run with the best of them here on this track. Unfortunately, not the way she wanted it to go. Let's take a look at the PTM Racing TV instant replay. Yeah, right there you can see the 78 actually was what got her there. Unfortunately, that is one of those issues and dilemmas you face. If you're on the bottom, you got two things going against you. The first one is literally the fact that somebody can take you down on the top side. The second part is you can get knocked, you can get bumped around on the inside on that bottom lane. That was the first one of the two, unfortunately, for the 5. Well, Cameron did its job there. At least stayed in one piece, I will say. So good on them. Pure chaos could be in order for these drivers. We'll have to see. It's time now, race fans, to talk down here to our drivers here. Let's start it up on the lineup here and listen in to our guys. We begin here real quick with Chad Lancaster here. He'll be the first to join us here on the call real quick here. Chad Lancaster, the number 2 here. Good to have you back on the show, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good here. Well, nevertheless, here currently dealing with the high banks here at Bristol. How are the tires faring, and how is the car handling in terms of control?
Yeah, it seems to be okay so far. I'm not really pushing it too hard yet, so see how it goes. We got a long ways to go.
Long ways to go and a lot of work to do here, but what's going to be the thing you're going to watch out the most for here on the track in your mind?
Just try to keep it clean and see how it goes.
Sure there. All right, Chad, thanks so much for your time down there.
Thanks.
Chad Lancaster there trying to stabilize it down and hit some speed up here. The guy in front of him, though, he knows a thing or two about running these short tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Oakes returns to the call.
How you doing, buddy?
No, doing pretty good here, Jeff. Right now, man, 2 spots up from your original qualifying spot. Yeah, we've seen you do well here at Bristol before here, but what is it going to take to kind of stay out of trouble and stand clear of the drivers that are going too hard early?
Yeah, I mean, you push it too hard early here, it can really eat up your right front. Just trying to find some pace here and settle in and put some laps away and hopefully be there at the end.
Is the bottom groove the fastest right now, or is the outside coming in a bit right now already?
It's too early to tell yet.
All right, well, thank you for your time down there, Jeff. Best of luck as you get back to the start.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
You too, Jeff. We had to get him in there quick because we're about ready to go back green, race fans. Here we go. Back to the action here. We are back on our way. Well, to say race fans that they jumped on that run and got early out of the gate is an understatement. Big moves out of the gate, big strong starts out for everyone right now. Currently, it is Andrew Hardcastle, number 20, trying to make the early run in the GameStop 20. The 14 of Austin Lauer, though, holds his line in the Bass Pro Shops Club, trying to keep him from making the early moves. If I always said here, with these short tracks, if you don't strike early and you don't strike quick, it could be a long, long road to hang on. William White seems to be taking that with stride here right now. The 2022 Downshift Esports Truck Champion. We're going to prove again he's here to win. But the surprising thing is, not a single victory coming from the 483 camp so far this season. Will Gerstl finally change that? If he's going to do it, he's got to try to take down a guy in that ledge.gg with Alenton Norgard, always looking for a battle. And Norgard, the most winning driver of this season so far, has won every race, all but two. The only two that he's given up to was Corey Abbott in the 21 last week. And then that other one went directly to Robert Kahn in the other victory lane trip. Abbott told me earlier today that really he's been extremely happy with how the performance of the car has been as of late. He said he was glad to be finally back on another short track and maybe see some more opportunities and have another chance of really taking some control of the race. Right now, though, he is currently hunting down the man that qualified second in the 77 E6 at the Six Sigma Sim Racing machines. It is Kerry Brooks. He's looking for right now. Parker Patrick Kelly right now currently trying to hold down his line, trying to get back up into the front here and qualified sixth, currently back to 10th here. Got a little bit of that peak dinosaur style in there. I think it's some Godzilla looking into there. But he's really dealing Mike right out in the 96 right in front of him, trying not to give him the old bumper run early. Oh, but instead he ended up giving him a corner out of it anyway. Corner of the fender catching just right on the 76. No damage it looks like, but it looks, I take that back. It looks like kink in that rear end of spoiler, the diffuser. The spoiler seems like it'll hold up, but that rear end definitely took a nice little bump out of it. It is a short track after all, guys. We talk about how difficult it would be when these guys got a little bit wild, and they're doing it already. Okay, Lancaster, whoa, right in near the top, and gets crossed over. Parker, that's not enough room there, sir. Oh my. And Chantel gets into it with the two, bottle down and out again. Another caution out. And Chantel Bottle right now cannot catch a break with anybody that is getting right beside her or in front of her. William White desperately trying to get off the gas pedal and on that brake. We'll take another look at the P-Team Racing TV instant replay, but once again, it looks like just another hard little racing ordeal. I mean, you're going to see this real quick, but watch very carefully what happens up front. Oops, sorry for the camera. Right there, you see Parker, he gets into it there with the two. You see if Lancaster comes down on the 5 here. It came around from turn number 3 and 4. Nah, looked like Chantel came up a little bit on him, actually. Looked like Lancaster tried to hold his line there, and Bottle wasn't quite able to get the car to turn. And didn't quite go the way that she was hoping for. One more look at it from the P-Team Racing replay. Yeah, drove it up a little bit. Lancaster not going anywhere, and sad to say the 5 not having a good day at Bristol so far. Well, race fans, we will be right back after a quick commercial message here. We are going to have a little discussion about our sponsor today with Six Sigma. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing. Six Sigma is your #1 Moza and Sim Magic dealer in North America, while also the manufacturer of best value high-end sim racing chassis in the market. Get yours today. Big thank you to Six Sigma Sim Racing as well for coming on board as well for this entire season, as well as having the pleasure of coming out here and race with these guys. It's definitely awesome to see the big companies coming in and helping out a little bit. And speaking of the big guys here, let's listen in to one of them right now. The number 77, Kerry Brooks, now joins me on the line here. Kerry, so far, man, it's been wild, and these guys, they are not letting up. What is your thoughts right now on how things are going?
It's Bristol, baby! Man, we're having a good time. William White's up there being fast. I'm just really trying to protect my stuff here. I started to creep up on a Leighton here in the later part of that run, but feeling good otherwise.
Feeling good otherwise here, and also, you know, really you came into this race with high enthusiasm. We couldn't tell from your voice already, but right now, I mean, you have had a few bad finishes on the season so far. Is Bristol going to finally be the one you think that can finish you out on a higher note this time?
I'm going for it, man. This is a great place. Love it so much. Typically do decent here, do well. So hoping today is the day that I can finally put a trophy on the shelf.
All right, well, Kerry, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck down there.
Thanks, Chris. Have fun.
Absolutely. Kerry Brooks, ladies and gentlemen. Not quite going to have enough time to bring another driver into the lineup, so we'll let them get squared back up on the track here. William White, right now, going to lead the field back into the show. So far, so good here on Pizza Race TV. Only 2 cautions. Unfortunately, turn 4, not the place to be in terms of going high or going low. You seem to get trapped up there and get really into a bad spot. Let's see if that continues to be the case here in this 150-lap old shootout. Throw turn number 3 and 4 back online. Green flag back in the air. It's time to bring it back here. Bring it to the house, bring it to the floor. We're going straight racing here in Bristol, Old Guard. And Old Norgard is right now looking at the overall picture of William White right in front of him here. Kerry Abbott, or Corey Abbott. Corey and Kerry going at it a little bit. Oh no, there's more trouble down there. Jeff Oakes, oh no. Trouble on the front straightaway, unfortunately. Jeffrey Oakes in the 22. I think he may have gotten the old broadcaster curse from me. And we got to take a look at the Beechcraft 22's little issue here on the instant replay. Let's take a look at it. Looks like he might have found himself trapped again in another bad spot. And right there, again, you can see another driver getting a little bit too tight. When they get near that wall, what they have to do is change it right down, try to avoid the contact. Instead, they don't avoid somebody else in their way, and that's what happened here. Wayne Ruprack was the one that got him there. The Miller Genuine Draft here comes off turn number 4. You can see he just tightens up, rear end slips in. Jeff Oakes definitely cannot be a happy camper about this one. Just a tough break there to be thrown into this one. Driver is absolutely getting torn to shreds right now. Bristol is not making it easy here. Doesn't matter who you are, by the way. I challenge you to try to run with these guys and try to run this track as well and see what your mileage will vary, because it is not easy to master, much less on your own. With people other around you, it's definitely a workaround, that's for sure. Let's take a listen now to our drivers here. Number 43, William White here joins us back on the call. And William, so far, sir, after that big move you made on really the first couple laps, taking down Norgard, you've been pretty much holding it stable here. How are the tires handling so far for you?
Tyres feel fine. I think relative to the rest of the field, the fall off is around okay. I don't think we'll experience any massive drop off for now. Just prioritising consistency for now and keeping the 43 up front.
Keep the 43 up front. Now I'll ask you this too. I mean, what is the big end goal? What will be the big thing you're looking to try to secure today, other than just a win?
Well, we've got a massive fight in the championship between myself and Corey for second place. We're level on points right now. So he's kind of priority number 1. If there's one person I'm going to have to beat tonight, it's him. Obviously, he's been good all season. So, yeah, leading is definitely helping the points all today.
For sure there. William, thanks so much for your time down there.
Thanks, Chris.
William White, ladies and gentlemen, from across the pond, our only UK driver and one of our very only UK drivers we've ever had on Pizza Race TV. I think we've only had about 3 or 4 of them in total. The main one I can always remember quite fondly is a guy by the name of Finn Robinson. We haven't seen him in a while, but I want to talk about a guy that knew how to really muscle it on the Americans and the ovals. He sure knew how to do it. Back to the green flag. We're back underway. Let's see if William can add his name to that list. Down to the ends of the turn so far. It is currently the 77. Brooks going out with Abbott right now. And if anyone's on that bottom lane, you see someone on top side, you probably get a little bit nervous about what they're going to do here. Where all that speed and all that power comes through on those bankings and through those sectors, and it gets so tricky. Abbott right now looking on, trying to avoid it. Field marching their way to the turn so far. Alens and Norgard still about 3/10 of a second back here of William White. Meanwhile, Austin Lauder looks like he's trying to make a little bit of a jump up towards the top half here. Currently 7 spots up, the hard charger right now. Right behind him though, here comes the 76 and Mike Rideout. And there's one guy I've always said, watch your eye on in high banks pressure situations. It's definitely this guy. Rideout knows a thing or two on how to really muscle it through, and a great pass on the 14 of Austin Lauder shows exactly what I'm talking about there in turn number 4. Parker Patrick Kelly right in the mix as well. Field through the shots right now. Lauder falling back just a bit more. Here comes Joe Gregory in the 78. The Auto Owners Club machine looking to come back into this fight. He's not looking to let off too easily here. And he knows he can't give up too much. But the more you give in, the least likely you are to burn up the equipment. Chad Lancaster right now on the number 2 looking on as well. He's got Lauder right in his sight. He drops to the top, going for the runs. Right on the playing field though. Bottom lane is Norgard. Bottom lane is White. It's old Bristol again on the attack right now. And remember what happens at old Bristol. Sometimes some fenders may be put together and some thoughts may be used up. Norgard, man, you can see he is dropping low and he's dropping in quick. White doing a great job blocking it right now. Again, it's so close, so tight-ended again, but the more they do this, the harder it becomes for everyone else not to catch up to them. The front pack knows they cannot let that happen too easily here. They've got to stay close, stay under control, watch their tempo, watch their timing. Norgard right now, back into the fray. Look at him breaking the little 4-3 off. Popping up on the top side there. Here we go. This is going for the pass here. Looks like Norgard tired of waiting. He gives White a chance. Oh, caution's out though before they can even get really in debt to it. And it looks like it might have been either Wayne Ruprecht or it might have been Chad Lancaster. It's hard to tell. I think it might have been Wayne Ruprecht that was involved in the caution. I gotta see what happened here. Looks like it's gonna be on the 2. It looks like here. Let's take a look at the replay. I'm not totally sure. We're just gonna have to look at it. Somebody got into the wall here and something major happened. Oh, wait a minute. Look up front right there. Yep, there it is right there. Actually, yeah, it was actually the 6 and the 78. Surprisingly no spin, but a lot of damage. Taken off of that 6 there. Unfortunately, the 78 of Joe Gregory just not caring too much about running that gauntlet in. And again, sometimes you kind of got to do that, but in this case, it may be best to wait off for a little while before you get too crazy here. See, you did back off though, and Chad Lancaster is just unfortunately an innocent bystander in all this. Feel gonna have to square back up into the track and back onto the circuit. Definitely not the way they were expecting this one to play out. Well, usually we go and talk with the drivers, but unfortunately, as they were involved, we're in the wreck there, so we'll let them cool off for a minute before we chat with them. Coming down off the edge here, back to the green flag here. We're going ready to rock and roll once more. And right out of the gate, that's the problem yet again. Gregory, he's got a little bit up to the front, and he just found himself trapped in there as well. Kerry Brooks getting sent straight back to the back. Gonna get another innocent bystander taken for a bit of a ride at Bristol. And right now, Corey Abbott marching right on the top side, trying to make a move on the 77 of Brooks. Gregory and I trying to stay out of trouble and trying to stay out that wall. Brooks looks like he went up a little bit, trying to make sure he reminds Gregory, hey, easy next time, my friend. Gets a good pass off. Oh, and Gregory nearly getting right into Abbott. There is Louder now, tries to make a move off. Gregory not making friends out there. He either looks like he's getting chastained out there, or he's just making himself into a Chastain. Hard to really tell at this point. Every driver has their day and has their race. I've had mine, including me. I've taken a few drivers to the limit before with that, because they took me to the limits as well. But that still is a lot of work. You got to really figure out and be a little less cumbersome about. Norgard right now holding down William White. White trying to get back up to him here, as Alenton is looking to showcase why he is your season points leader and looking to continue his reign of dominance. On board here with the 76 of Mike Rideout. Go back to what I said earlier about watch out for this guy on high banks, is because on the non-televised race at Dover Motor Speedway, Mike Rideout would end up winning it out when everyone else struggled. He would be able to hold down the line and take control of the race. He is extremely considerate and confident about that, and really looking at all he can, see what he can do. Andrew Hardcastle in the 20 GameStop Toyota Subaru right now, looking to get further ahead in the race and further ahead on the track. He's had some really good runs when he can get it going, but the struggle is he just needs to get it going. These guys have not made it easy on him to get it going whatsoever, and he knows that all too well. Side-by-side battle here between Hardcastle and Mike Rideout. Both guys doing an impressive job. Corey Abbott, hold on down there. Got a little bit of the 6, no major damage suffered. Driver's okay. Abbott forcing right out to have to make a decision and then having to make a close call. No, it happened again. Out turn 4. Louder gets in as well with the 77. Oh no. It happens again, and it's the same corner that's bit every driver so far. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gary Brooks finds himself in a situation very similar to what we saw earlier. Cottle got duped there twice. Jeff Oakes got there once now, and it's Brooks who gets the front of it. Mike Rideout, oh my goodness. Hey, Jeff Oakes, man, he managed to avoid that one really well, but poor Brooks, man, talk about a hard hit. Couldn't get out of that mess and couldn't find a way around it no matter what he did. See, right out once he slowed down, trying to steer the car off. If I'm Jeff Oakes, I'm probably thanking the racing lords for saving me from that one. That one was a bit wild and very scary to think about. Just absolutely chaotic and crazy to say the least for race fans. Kind of hard to really give you guys a good idea of what we're going to see or what we're going to really bring to next until we get a little further into this race. But we're almost halfway done. And so far for the leader wise, we've swapped the positions out every now and then. William White has put up a fight, but Norgard, as per his usual MO, he doesn't hold back and he doesn't seem to care about it. He'll come forth and he'll come quick. Back to the green flag once more. And Andrew Hardcastle, by the way, he's making quite a bit of some ruckus over there. He's not letting William White away that easily. Looks like Corey Abbott right there back in that pack as well. So let's see how he handles here later in the run. The foot getting a good pedal into that metal, and you can see him running deep inside trying to make every run he can count. Into the back of the pack right now currently, the number 6 of Parker Patrick Kelly going out here. The Wayne Rubrack in the 71. Been a while since we've been able to talk about old Wayne here, but Miller Genuine Draft 71 machine trying to hold on, trying to push his limits up and punch his ticket through into the spotlight. Rubrack currently right now dealing with the pressure though that is coming right into his position. Oh, a good little bump in the back there as well from the 6. Bumping, running, Rubbins racing, and it's especially egregious on the short tracks. Saw that 6.6 just punt that front of the nose right into the rear fenders and back bumper of the 71. Slight damage on roof rack, although again, it really won't matter too much. These cars can take some punishment. They can't take very much, but they can take some, allowing them to race a little harder, race a little bit tougher. Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway done with this race. pressure, trying to get to these drivers maybe a little bit more as they go. And currently they are forcing everyone's hand, forcing everyone's line, trying to find the right time and the right opening. This is what chaoticness will do for you when you get it going here. And Parker doing it inside, got a good run on the sunny one. Louder getting a good jump as well. Double trouble on Roof Rack, and Roof Rack not able to hang tight. Well, after all her little damage and all her issues she suffered earlier, Chantal Bottle right now is starting to fight back. There's one thing about this cat, I tell you all the time, guys, is don't count her out. She will find a way to run the line and she'll drive to the end. They nicknamed her the throttle bottle for a reason. She knows how to use it as much as she knows how to dish it out. Right now trying to hang on, just trying to keep every little position and opportunity at sacred view and value. Roof Rack, whoa, easy there, old boy. Does anyone get a little bit twitchy under the collar, get a little bit crazy underneath? Stays under control though, and doesn't, it avoids too much confrontation and too much issues right now. Mike right out of that 76 here, trying to get right back up there towards the front of the pack here. Got many drivers in front. Jeff Oaks opening the door in the 22 to the inside. It looks like Roof Rack is going to use that bottom lane to his advantage. Crazy to me that the bottom lane has now kind of become a bit of a staple ground again. I know it's kind of crazy to say because we're at Bristol, but you guys got to remember something. In real life, most of the time they're driving the outside for the Xfinity and the Cup Series, and occasionally the Truck Series. But using the bottom here and kind of gravitating towards that middle, it's making for a very much more interesting dynamic and a very more crazy dilemma, which is allowing these guys and gals to even push their limits up and really make some incredible moves when they can and when the time is right. Right now trying to dig the MRM machine in towards the inside of the number 5, which is the Puddle right now. Puddle trying to just stay with Roof Rack here. Roof Rack currently at this point just trying to defend off 2 drivers for the price of 1 on a track that's known for giving these guys a lot of headaches as it is. And speaking of giving some headaches out today, Joe Gregory right now, after all the troubles he dealt with being almost chastained around a little bit, talking like the worldwide technology chastaining, if you will, from 2 drivers, he ended up now kind of finding himself back into the fray and back into the fight. May have calmed down just a little bit, maybe trying to figure out how to stay out of trouble here. Roof Rack deep to the outside, trying to still hold the lines down, trying to keep everybody behind him in check. But the 5 of Bottle, she's not having it. To the inside, big run coming off from the number 5 here. She's got a good position key roll coming through. 4-car battle for that 7th spot. Roof Rack still hanging on. Deep dive in the inside. The 5 got the run. Trying to pounce and trying to announce her presence. Oh, and yet again, the same corner. It's our number 4. She gets another hit in a dish there. The 71 backs off, and Bottle this time learned her lesson. She hangs on. Meanwhile, while we were talking about all that, you guys could have probably caught a little bit on your screen there, but that 43 William White, he has pressure, and Parker Kelly not making it easy on him. Oh, another bump and run there from the 6. Parker is definitely getting on some nerves, and he's going 3 wide in turn 4. Oh my, he made it work though. The Dr. Pepper 6 clears the gap. Somehow, some way, he cleared both for the price of 1. Louder right now, trying to get back towards White here. White looking on. William White was in the race lead, but those cautions definitely kind of slowed down his pace, and then when Noor got around him, then it was kind of doomsday for him. He had so much trouble trying to get the speed back underneath him. But this race has now started to clear up a bit, and things are getting a little bit more feisty on the track. Speaking again feisty, Norgard right now nearly 5 seconds ahead of 2nd place, but there's a battle going on for 2nd. Castle. Hardcastle, that is. Abbott and Kelly right now going for broke, trying to dish out the speed and the momentum. Position is key here, and a lot of momentum will carry you through those turns where you need it to. Abbott's on his back of his car, says that's unfortunate. Well, Parker Kelly is trying to tell him that the doctor's in the house, so let's make that unfortunate turn into a fortunate for him. Abbott keeping the CA graphics 21 in perfect condition, but here comes Kelly on the inside. Parker, Patrick Kelly, man, talk about running the gauntlet and running through the speeds. He's got 16 lap pressure tires, and that is a big difference being used up here. Norgard trying to hold everybody down, though, thanks to those battles between those other drivers. That certainly helped them out a bit and helped out his cause. And now here's the dilemma here. Again, we are on a short track, so what happens next if you get a little too far ahead of the field? Oh, I don't know. You run into lap traffic, of course. Chad Lancaster right now on the last bit of the run here, and currently trying to hunt down whatever he can left to speed, whatever he can left to control. Gary Brooks, major damage on the front of the nose, no problem. Still has some fight in the old dog. The car is still working, the car is still running as hard as he can, and Brooks knows he cannot give up that easily here. He's made his shot, made his presence felt, gets around Chad Lancaster. Now looking to get to the 22 of Jeff Oakes. Bottle falling down a few more spots here, right out managing to make some passes out here, and now he's making some good runs back up to the front. Got around William White, now he got around Austin Louder there in turn number 2. I said it earlier, I'll remind you again, he qualified 5th, and this is not a guy you'll want to sleep on. Right out has got some speed. Oh, he's got a lot of speed. Look at the 76. He's hammering down on the drivers. Guns blazing, guns out, fire your shot and fire your marks. Here comes a right out. He doesn't drive it out, he rides it out. He is riding this 76 right out on around this town here in Bristol, Tennessee. Loves what they see. Fans right now approving this race and approving in the area here today. Some great battles, some great technician work here from our drivers. As currently the field continues to get further along. Caution right now currently staying out of way here, but you can see here for Parker Patrick Kelly, major ground clearing up on Norgard. Norgard got slowed down a little bit on Jeff Oakes in the 22. Let's take a look at how that affected him on this lap. And we may see a bit of a change up here. This is a big change up, 1/10 of a second gain for Ailton Norgard. Parker had speed, but he did not have the run to keep it through. Looks like the tires may be getting a little bit cooked up right now. Yeah, I think too, with Ailton, how long that lead was, really made it work here for the big part of it. The 12 ledge, .GG now moving his way up to the 77 here. He's gonna try to make his move, try to make his jump around the track. Shifting the momentum through here right now. It is going to be a wild little final 40 laps of the distance here. Again, we are 43 laps left remaining in this one. In the back of the pack right now, we're battle for 8th commences. The 5, the throttle center Apollo right now going up against the 78 Auto Owners Club of Joe Gregory. Having a little bit of a renaissance, if you will, back into the fight, back into the fray, but definitely not without some damage given and Downtick himself. More damage there on that right front, just clears him out, and then the gap increases. Increasing the gap right now, currently right up ahead here. You can see everyone else just trying to hold down their line, trying to hold off. Parker trying to get around lap traffic. While that 12 of Norgard continues to run his line or run his course. Big corner up there for the number 6. And Norgard, by the way, he is catching ground on some of the lap traffic, but at the same time, he's giving Parker a little bit of time to catch him. If this stays under green, we may have ourselves a war on our hands, folks. That's the thing that's so unique and brilliant about Bristol. You cannot survive so easily. You have got to run the track, and you must master your momentum and your speed while then maneuvering through traffic and maneuvering through. That's what we always talk about with short tracks and how tough they are. They are a prestigious event and a prestigious end in my opinion because it really forces everyone that comes on out to not only make and break their race but also to take upon themselves in the most hard racing, hard ended spots they possibly can. Makes for such an incredible dilemma here. Drivers into the wall though, and caution is out. This is not what they wanted to see, and I guarantee you Parker is probably going to have himself either a handful with Norgard in a second, or he's going to have a lot of work to do. Because now with that caution, this just slows everybody up. Wayne Ruprecht in the 71 though, massive damage on the Ford Mustang camp. We're going to the P10 Racing TV Instant Replay to see what on earth happened here. Everything was going good until, well, it wasn't. You know the drill. Andrew Hardcastle getting a little bit wide there. Looks like Ruprecht let his line down. Looks like he's trying to get out of the way and staying in the bottom. Trying to see where we're wrong here. Looks like he might have got in the corner here. Yep, there he goes, right there in turn number 4. Oh! Jammed the wall pretty good there, and that destroyed the motor completely outright. And just a puff of smoke on that 71 camp. Absolute infuriation there from Wayne Ruprecht, unfortunately, and what a tough break for him. And like I said a minute ago, this is not what that 6 wanted to see. He was catching Elington pretty well. Now he's going to have to figure out another way to do it because he's going to have to get tires. He's got to get fuel. Norgard was running on burnt-end tires, but he had about a second and a half lap. Second and a half lead only. That was all he had. This could swap and change things up pretty quickly here. We're about to find out how much it will swap and fix things up for this race. No surprise from pit road. Norgard, Kelly will be the first ones out. Mike Rideout going to take it in the 3rd spot here. Austin Ladder getting in the 4th, and Corey Abbott getting in the 5th position. Surprisingly there. Andrew Hardcastle going to beat out the 5 of Bottle here. And Joe Gregory going to come up across the rear. As looks like also Jeff Oak's going to have to try to go for a lap back here and hope for the best if he can. He's going to need 2 laps back at this point. Kerry Brooks, Chad Lancaster, they are both pretty much damaged up pretty well to where they have to get those instant repairs out. So that's definitely going to be a lot more difficult for them now to have to worry about possibly get even more damage or having more bad situations come up. When we come back, race fans, commercial free from here on out, we're about to find out who's going to be the one to hold the sword here in Bristol. Tonight's race has been presented in part by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing. Six Sigma is your #1 Moza and Simatic dealer in North America, while also the manufacturer of the best valued high-end sim racing chassis in the market. Check us out at www.sixsigmasimracing.com. A big thank you to our friends down there at Six Sigma Racing as well, sponsoring, of course, the entire Oval division here. So here we go, race fans. Back to the green, back to the start. We're back underway. And Parker said to the back of the pack as well, I'm not sure what's going on down there, but Austin Louder will be right into the fight, into the fray with him. William White, look at this, back on the top side. He's hunting down the 12. He wants some payback from earlier. He's got great early speed, but again, he needs the long run speed, especially with 30 laps to go. Louder trying to stay with Norgard, but Norgard's already trying to get away. He's keeping his cool and keeping himself under pressure. He feels the momentum, he feels the car underneath him, and that's a dangerous sign. If you give a driver a chance to feel that car underneath themselves, and they have grip, and with some confidence added in there, let's just say you best hold on. It's not going to be a fun ride for everyone else, because that is where, man, that is what's most dangerous. see just the amount of steering too these cars have got to take, just trying to hold through the momentum and hold through the run. Now the Andrew Hardcastle's onboard camera there as you saw him wheeling and dealing it around. His onboard here of Valence and Norgard right now here, and you can just see too just the amount of control and the pressure that he distinctly distinguishes himself to make sure he doesn't over and underdo. Extremely satisfying, extremely hard in the dilemma. We're down to the final 26 laps here on Pete's Race TV right now. The field currently sipping through and getting further along for the ride. Corey Abbott, the number 21 CA graphics machine right now, looking further and further along into the show, looking further down for the ends of the spectrum. Every driver right now just trying to hold down the charge, trying to hold down the lines. 24 laps to go, William. Look at him closing the gap off. The 14 of Austin Louder up in the middle. Here comes White. White trying to get the bottom, and this is giving Norgard plenty of time to run away. Norgard getting further ahead just from that little battle alone. He got about a 4/10 of a second gain now, 5/10 just from that speed lessened it up. It's one thing to race hard, it's another to give a driver the golden opportunity to run away. Corey Abbott well aware of that. Remember what happened at Darlington. Running through lap traffic though, they got Doug Gregory there on the inside. They all have to shoot to the top. Look at the speedometer there in the middle of his car. You see the red just flipping right on. He is using that engine up. Using and abusing. He's using for what it's worth. 20 laps left to go here. Norgard's currently at 1 second and 2/10 ahead. That's a long distance to travel from and to get through. And again, they're getting so much of it just from the fact that everybody is battling as hard as they are for position and jockeying for that run. But again, they have really no choice. Little puff of smoke there coming there from Andrew Hardcastle. Got it cleared off. The gap gets it out of there, but nevertheless, still falling from behind and in disrepair here. Parker, Patrick Kelly, and Chantel Pottle going out a little bit as well. Pottle staying in the middle. She doesn't want nothing to do with the bottom no more. Forcing Parker to stay on the bottom. Probably a smart move here. If she gets into any trouble, she can actually just get Parker out of here instead of herself this time. But she's struggling to keep him down and keeping him off that run. Both drivers doing a great job hanging in there, right out, but also hanging behind as well. Got to be playing both lines here, probably playing both sides of the party. Some impressive moments here in between. Looks like Pottle might have got a bit of an advantage there right off the gate though. There's bumping, there's banging. Oh my, there's 3 cars banging it around down through turn 4. Ho! Austin Louder there in the tracker boats machine right now having his way with these guys, but William White, he's forcing them and all the same Corey Abbott to try to make the big moves when he can. They're in a close proximity battle, of course, for that second place position in points. And this right now will not help him any if Corey can get a move on it. And look at this, Hardcastle. Now with a little bit of that drive and that survival instinct, gets it back in the fight until he doesn't. He crashes it right on the front straightaway. Huge head, caution flies. And right now, this was not what Ailton Norgard wanted to even hear or think about. But you always say in racing, everything must even itself out eventually. And it's going to come full circle on him here in Bristol, unfortunately. This is a tough draw here for Hardcastle. He was flying through the corners. Look at this here in the PT Race TV instant replay. Came right through turn number 4. Just got a little bit too tight. Gets in the wall. Brooks backs off. And completely gets stitched on and hit up. Hardcastle had nowhere he could go. And everywhere for an destruction in his wake, unfortunately. Let's take one last look at it. slight mishap and then a slight steering inspection, and see, he tried to back that thing off as soon as he could, but it was not to be. Well, Anson right now still in the driver's seat to win this one out, but this is the problem he now faces. He knows the track is starting to change and it's becoming more of a driver's instinct and more of a fight to survive and a fight for the ride. All eyes are pointed on the 12 because he's got the biggest target on his back, and I'm not talking about a sponsor from the Target company. I am talking about that little spot that you aim when you fire the bow and arrow. You fire the gun right at it. What will these drivers do next? What will they do to hang on just for a little longer? We're about to find out. Top 5 on your screen for the final laps of this race. We've got 6 laps to go here at Bristol. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about to get crazy up in here. Let the drivers roar the cars back to life. Norgard needs a good hold shot to hang on. Here we go. It's a good jump. Corey Abbott though right behind him. Trying to get him right to the inside. Not for a run. Look out though. Wait a minute. Looking for the 5. She's making some runs on these boys. She made a good run there on the same 6. Look at her drive this thing right in the ground. Pit stop, making it for good use. The 5 is coming for the field. Norgard and Abbott right now battling off, trying to hold down the line. Coming through the edge of the momentum here. Norgard still has the race lead. Abbott trying to hang on. 4 laps will turn to 3 laps left to go. The gap's starting to change up ever so more, becoming a very difficult situation. Meanwhile, in that rest that backpack of the field, look at this incredible battle there. 3 deep, nearly 4 deep. Otto had to back out of it. Louder, trying to avoid trouble. We knew that might happen. Oh, and William White once again gets the brink of it and gets the blunt of it. And we're going to a green-white checker now. We're going to overtime, but Austin Louder getting trapped in that mess, and so did William White. Oh my goodness, what a major situation this has just become. Andrew Hardcastle, I know he was going for broke here, but this was a very risky move. He goes up top, and you can see he just clips Louder. Bottle stays up into the wall, gets out of trouble, but there was nowhere for White or Louder to go. And unfortunately, yet again, both drivers trapped in the mix of it. Nothing they can do about it. Extremely good timing there as well from the 5. She was able to avoid that very carefully and very strategically. And the thing is, right now, I think she's got a fresher set of tires underneath her car. That's not a good sign for Norgard or Abbott. Yeah, she's got tires on them things. She has got a set of tires. And right now, I want to say this too. Castle did indeed have tires as well on lap 41. Abbott and Norgard are on 116 lap tires. This is not looking good for them on these final 2 restarts. If any of them slip up the slightest bit, Hardcastle and Bottle have got something for them. But what will the racing lords decide for their fates? Will they have the chance and the opportunity to strike it big, or will they be trapped in the same boat that the 14 and the 43 found themselves in just a second ago? William White has not gone into pit road either. He's going to run with the damage he's got on the car. A very risky move here, in my opinion, not going in when he probably, in my opinion, could have took a chance here. But again, I don't know how long it would take to get in and out of pit road and really make that move off when you can. It has been a long, long day here in Bristol, but ladies and gentlemen, they are not done yet. They've got 2 green, white checkered attempts. For those that don't know how that works, it's very simple. We'll start them up with a restart on green. If a caution flies before we get to the white flag, we will then reset. They'll get one more chance. If that happens again, the race is called. The deal is you've got to get to the white flag before the race will finish under checkers, no matter what happens from there. The league definitely not going to take suit with any issues or any problems here, though. You best know how to run your line and run your race in. Hardcastle's rear end looks like somebody turned it into an alligator's mouth out there. That thing has literally bent in left and bent in right. Norgard's been remaining clean all day, and so has Abbott. But which one of these 2 drivers, or maybe the 2 behind them, will take home victory? We're about to find out. Off of corner number 3 to turn number 4. Will this be their final restart? We're about to see it here. Green flag is out. Norgard jumping it on the gun, getting right to it. Hardcastle right to the inside though. Big run off. Big jump from the spot. Bottle slipping the tires around the turns. We're going to the white flag. Norgard is going to have his hands full. Hardcastle is driving the wheels off to catch the 12. Down the back straightaway. One more run. One more move. He's looking for the 12. He's not going to get him off of turn 3 and 4. Ailton Norgard will win it at Bristol. Chad Lancaster spins it, trying to get in reverse. He's going to get passed, though, by Brooks. Brooks still lapped down. It does not matter. Your winner is going to be Ailton Norgard here at Bristol. And old Abbott giving him a little bump for this week anyway. Last week it belonged to Abbott. This week it goes to Norgard. What a performance by the number 12. Presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing, your final results are now in the coverage. Ailton Norgard will hold up by 4/10 of a second to Andrew Hardcastle. Corey Abbott brings it home in 3rd. Mike Rideout brings a 4th place spot in top 5 for a percentile model. William White goes 6th. Austin Lauder 7th. Chad Lancaster 8th. 9th to Jeff Oakes. 10th to Gary Brooks to round out the top 10. Wow, 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 race fans. This one got a bit wild and it got a bit hectic. We had a few incidents on the start, but things calmed down and then it got wilder at the end here. That brings us to one last piece of business. You know what time it is, race fans. It is time to listen in to our top 3 drivers. And we begin with your race winner tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to bring home the sword and the trophy-wise. This is the number 12 of Elitz Norgard as he continues his campaign for a final season end here. And Elitz, congratulations here on this win today. Talk about having to hold down the line and muscle his way through. There's a few times I thought, honestly, those cautions were going to do you more harm than good. And Hardcastle was charging for you there. How were you able to hold him off there on the final laps?
So the thing that worked to my benefit more than anything was tires cooling down under yellow. And once they cooled down, they were performing a lot better than they were before the yellow came out. They would just get so hot and slippery. But once they cooled down, they feel good again. And I was able to hold them off.
Hold it off indeed here. Now, I know you definitely had a lot going on, a lot really to bring to the table here, but for this win here at a track like Bristol, I mean, how important was it to kind of cap the season off, really get further along to end this championship out for you tonight?
I think I pretty much have the championship locked up at this point. This was kind of more for insurance more than anything. So it feels good to have that extra margin to kind of make it a sure thing.
For sure there. Well, Norgard, though, Les, you are going to bring it home for the win tonight. Congratulations on that. Now, who do you want to thank you for that as well today?
As usual, my teammates at Abbott Motorsports got our first 1-2-3 finish. Andrew and Corey, and Ben and Carrie for putting the league on, and you for casting it.
For sure there. All right, Ailenton, congratulations on taking the win home tonight, sir. We'll see you next time out on the show here.
Thanks. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Ailenton Norgard going to bring it home tonight here in a solid run end for him and the team. Time to take a listen in now to the man that's going to pilot it down for a third place finish here today. This is Corey Abbott here in the 21 here. And Corey, this one was a bit of a strong shootout, yet a big fight out as well for you and the team. What was it like down there to really go at it one-on-one with these guys?
It was crazy. It was no holds barred. Everybody was swinging. Everybody was going at each other.
Yeah, we're definitely going for broke and going for a lot of big moves out of the gate. When the track started to tear down a little bit, it seemed like some guys were still trying to take to the bottom, and then some were trying to get to the outside. For you, where was really the best line for you to take control at, in your guess?
I was really comfortable running the bottom. Once my tires really fell apart there in that run where I got past Parker and I don't remember who it was, but that run, I had to go to the high line just because I couldn't get the car to turn through the middle. Other than that, I liked the bottom. The bottom was the quickest way around, obviously.
For sure there. Well, I'll ask you this, man. If you're going to bring home the victory tonight, who do you want, or if you're going to bring home a top 3 podium tonight here, who do you want to thank for that?
Gotta thank all the guys on the team, Andrew and Leighton. Awesome race. 1-2-3 is pretty cool. I always love it when we can finish and together and race each other for it. That was awesome.
Absolutely indeed. Well, nevertheless, Abbott bringing home the win last week, going to take it home third today. Congratulations there, sir.
Thank you.
Corey Abbott, ladies and gentlemen. He'll bring it home for third tonight. And coming away today, second place, I believe, is Andrew Hardcastle in this number 20 machine here. Andrew, if this is you on the line here, right?
Yep.
Okay, just had to double check. We had a little bit of confusion on the names there. But nevertheless, Andrew, bringing it home into a top 2, almost to victory lane, man. I've got a feeling you were looking carefully at it, but just fell a little short. What was it like down there?
Yeah, Leighton pretty much had the field beat as far as speed. I was hoping my tires were good enough, but his weren't bad enough for it to be a big enough advantage for me to overcome the speed difference we had. Had a lot of fun racing from 8th to 2nd there, though. That was very fun last 10 laps or so.
Yeah, very fun laps indeed, and a lot of craziness in between you and the crew and everybody else in the track. But I will say, I mean, despite what you said there a minute ago, it looked like you had some speed, though, to take down Ayleton if you just had another lap or two. I mean, what was your kind of thoughts on that in this case?
A couple more laps, I may have been able to do something. It's just I was throwing everything I could in those 2 laps and just didn't quite have enough. You got a good jump on the restart, and that was all the gap you needed.
All the gap you needed, indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, you're still going to come away today with, I believe, your first, second place of the season and another podium. So I got to ask you, who do you want to thank her for this one?
Just Corey and the rest of the team. We have a lot of fun over there working together. So we communicate the entire race and helps a lot.
For sure there. All right, well, Andrew, congratulations, man, on a second place and a good podium tonight here at Bristol.
Thanks.
Andrew Hardcastle going to bring it home for a podium tonight, race fans. And that will about do it here for our action here and our coverage from Bristol. Thank you so much to our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing and everybody that tuned on in tonight. We thank every one of you guys as well for tuning into the show. Until the green flag flies next time on Pete's Race TV, stay tuned with us. We'll see you next time.